thoughts on how everything's building? Obviously, a lot of things have been said about the build for the Randy and Cody match, obviously, but what are your thoughts on the build on WrestleMania as overall?
I try to block out a lot of what is said by masses and I try to just go off of what I think and feel. So, thus far, I have been really invested in most of the builds this WrestleMania. I actually am way more excited for this WrestleMania than I was last year. I think there's way more to every match that's happening. I think I'm more invested in almost every champion with what they've done the entire year. So I think overall, nothing's ever going to be perfect. We could nitpick all day, but thus far, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I feel like the card for this year just seems more stacked than it was last year. Obviously, last year we were kind of riding the roller coaster of the John Cena retirement tour, so that kind of helped things out. But this year it seems like it's just a lot of matches that really have potential to be really great matches.
Yeah, and they make more. I think they make more sense. I think a lot of what they have built actually makes more sense. Whereas last year, sometimes it was kind of like, huh, all right, maybe there'll be a payoff for this, and then there wasn't. But
And what's your excitement level right now?
really excited. I am. I'm really excited. You could maybe say that maybe it feels like there's some kind of element that's missing of like one particular moment that I'm really excited for. I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's like there isn't one particular thing I feel like I'm looking forward to, but the event overall I am, if that makes sense.
Is there a one match in particular that you're like, that's the match I really want to see at WrestleMania?
I think the one that has the most wow factor that I want to see it would have to be Brock and Obafemi, Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, because they haven't even had to say anything really to each other for it to be a big deal. I feel like you can just feel it, you can tell, like, oh, okay, this is a big deal. I kind of want to see how it transpires. It's two big dudes, two strong dudes. Like, what are you gonna do? So I would say I'm most anticipating that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one that for me is like I'm really interested to see how it plays out. Another one for me that doesn't it hasn't seemed like it's had a lot of build was the Gunther Seth Rollins. I just want to see a match between those two, and I feel like it's just going to be awesome because they're both great wrestlers.
Oh yeah, and I think it's going to lead into more too. I think this might be their starting point to it leading to more. And it's Seth Rollins and it's Gunther. Seth Rollins, Mr. WrestleMania at this point of the modern era. So I have nothing but high expectations for it.
Obviously, with WrestleMania, and you think about WrestleMania moments. What are three WrestleMania moments that are just your favorite?
Mine are always so unconventional. I was thinking about this before I got on the call with you. So the first one that pops into my mind. There is I don't even remember what WrestleMania it was because I'm really bad with numbers and years, but Mike the Miz was involved in a match and his dad, Mr. Miz, he got into the ring and there's that meme of him he's got his long hair and his stash and he's just in the ring. He's like, fine, come at me. I can handle this. I can do it. That is stuck in here. I love that. I love every bit of that. Um, and that probably tells the kind of person I am because the next thing I think of is I think it was Mania 38. There was a match between Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville, and it was the most chaotic, just fun. All the members of the Jackass crew were involved in it. They had a big hand. The Wee Man was a part of it. Like, it was so much fun. As you didn't even need to be a wrestling fan to find it like fun. So that stands out. I'll pick a more serious one. Uh, the third one. I'm not even gonna go back in time. I'm not even gonna go back in time. One of my favorite moments was actually Rhea Ripley. I believe that was a WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley winning the title from Charlotte Flair. I don't remember if it was 39 or if it was 40. I don't remember. But Charlotte winning, or no, Rhea Ripley winning the title from Charlotte, and then there's this moment of Charlotte sitting against the apron of the ring, and just like pass. It was almost like a passing of a torch moment, and getting to see any kind of women's wrestling on that level on a WrestleMania is super cool for me. So those are three that I can pick off the top of my head, but there's obviously so many.
Yeah, and I believe that was 39 because it was in Hollywood, the Rhea Charlotte one.
Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that match. That match is so good. It's easily one of my favorite women's matches and just matches in general, honestly. It's just so good. Like you don't know who's gonna win until like the final moment. And like he's like you can see Charlotte winning, but you can see winning as well. So it's so
Yes, I've always been such a Charlotte. I've always been such a Charlotte fan that getting just seeing her get to put someone over like that was just really cool. And of all people, for it to be Rhea, it was great. It's great.
yeah, like for me, like recently, like obviously 40 is such a great moment at the end for Cody. Like I love that. And then but the other one for me is 30 seeing Daniel Bryan win the championship at the end against Randy.
Yeah.
Uh, So I always love that. Um Obviously there's always like the kind of like that stereotype of like why do you watch this fake wrestling? Why do you enjoy blah blah blah? If there was two matches that you had to show someone to help them understand why you enjoy this, what would be those two matches?
One of them is literally the Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville match from Mania 38. Yes, 1000% because it embodies so many different things of not only entertainment but the story that was built and was there. It involves all of the things of really actually because you know Jackass for doing stunts and actually being hurt. Well, that also happens in pro wrestling, but there's just other trickery and magic tricks that happen that sometimes you can't really tell what's real and what's not, and that's kind of the beauty of it and the creativity of it being live theater and the storytelling. It's like a TV show with just all of it packed into one. So that's one. And just being in one match, I would probably switch up another answer and say the main event of night two, Mania 40. I would probably go there because whether you knew what was happening or not, I don't feel like you need to know the backstory to feel how important it was or to feel the emotion, especially with the finish at the end. So those are two I think where you can be like, this is why I love it, and you can easily explain why.
Absolutely. Obviously, with the Jackass one, you kind of get the just the entertainment aspect of everything and
Yeah,
just
because
fun
when you're
stuff.
trying to tell a non-wrestling fan why you like something, I don't think the answer is, man, let's go to the best match of all time, like the real classic. Let's not go back to Mania 3. But no, 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 no. What are you gonna like? I think you'll like this, okay? Like that's how you gotta get people in, not by being technical. Like they don't care.
Absolutely. Like I think like for me, like I always think of like and it's not a Mania match, but it's Hell in a Cell, Undertaker and Mick Foley. And again,
Yeah, that's a good
and
one.
like, oh, this is real. Like you can't fake this.
Yes, there's no possible way. Yes, he fell from down there. That was a drop. And you could feel it in the emotion of everyone around and the way that the cameras move, just everything about that. Yeah.
Um, what what is your favorite WrestleMania of all time?
Talking about this a lot more recently because before the last couple of years, I think my easy answers were always I always went to WrestleMania 17 with the first TLC match with Rock and Stone Cold feud, everything that happened there, and also the Rock and Stone Cold at 19. So I always went back and forth between those two. Now, honestly, since 38, um, I have a hard time picking between 38 and 39 because I loved both of those. All of it felt very much like a turning of a page in that time. And 40, I think now tops everything. I really think I pick 40 as my my favorite of all time. Mania 3 is also one of my favorites as well. Hogan and Andre has always been one of my favorite old school matches to watch. And so honestly, the three of the newest WrestleManias tend to be some of my favorites just because it was something that was able to stand on its own. It didn't necessarily have to rely on nostalgia pops, and I feel like we really relied on that for a long time.
Yeah, I think for me it's 39 is like overall as a card is like one of my favorites. 40 ended in a big way. Obviously, it's one of the greatest endings ever. But I felt like 39 to me overall was I enjoyed it more.
Ag-
And
Agreed. The overall card for sure.
I feel like we kind of overvalue 40 just because of how both nights ended. And I
Yeah.
feel like 40's has great endings. I love the endings for 40. But it's just like the card itself wasn't as strong as I would say 39. And then the other one for me is I believe it's 31 when Seth cashed in.
Oh yeah.
And because yeah, I obviously had that great RKO from Randy on Seth to start the night. He had a great ladder match.
Yeah, where Randy forgot was so excited he forgot to pin him.
Exactly. And then you also have Sting and Triple H, which is a great nostalgia match. And then the ending with Seth beating Roman and Brock was such a great ending to me. So I think those two are my favorite manias. What was the mania that you just avoid to rewatch because it's not your favorite?
Um, gosh, I'm trying to think. Number wise, I probably won't be able to pull out, but there was one. It was around. I think it might have been the. Oh God, I think it might have been the first one that Ronda Rousey was on, and I was it the first match that she had with. It was a tag match with Kurt Angle and uh Triple
Triple
H and
H.
Stephanie.
Yeah,
I think that was that one, and it was so long. I didn't really care for anything that really happened that particular Mania, and it just felt like it was never ending. So that one is more of a stinker for me.
just finally, how do you think this mania is going to play out in the end? Like a lot of it's been made up about prices and matches and build up, but how do you think it's all going to play out in the end?
I think that the energy coming out of it is actually going to be very positive. I do think that when the actual show is happening and it's all said and done, that there will be an appreciation for it. I don't see how there can't be unless there's complete crash out over depending on what some end results are and if there's any surprises. But that makes the show, I mean, that makes the show. Whether the reaction to those specific things is positive or negative doesn't mean that the show was bad. But I think people will be pleasantly surprised. I think there will be some really awesome things that happen more so, like I said, I keep comparing to last year, but I think way more so than last year. I think we're in a way better position to really enjoy what's going on rather than just being focused on the main event. There's more happening overall throughout the entire card that's like, yeah, I want to see that and that rather than just, all right, let's get to the main thing here. So I think it'll be good. I think we'll be okay aside from all of those kinds of things, ticket prices and everything.